This is the keynote presentation for the Network of Community Ministries Incorporated Create Your Measurement Plan, Full Sail University, Rory Jenkins, New Media Marketing. The Network of Community Ministries Incorporated responds to human needs by giving assistance with the goal of helping individuals achieve long-term independence. Its mission is caring, coaching, and empowering neighbors in need as they seek an improved quality of life. The power and the ingenuity is through the great, kind, loving, and respectful volunteers Right Now Network. The measurement on how this company will succeed in the future will be based on and centered around the great volunteers. And this continuation would have to succeed in the future to fulfill their mission, which is we impact lives. This is the SMART introduction. Many people think of volunteers as helpers stopping by in their spare time to answer phones, organize files, or visit people who are sick or homebound. Volunteers fill a key role in running organizations, handling day-to-day tasks, and raising funds. Without them, some organizations cannot exist like Network. In fact, the boards of committees of local agencies and associations consist entirely of volunteers. Larger organizations such as Salvation Army and American Red Cross have survived for more than 100 years due to, in large part, on the strong volunteer commitment. Network would have to have the same philosophy to enhance their company also for their volunteer pool in the future. The go-to seminar with the guest speaker was Mike Colliger last Wednesday. I really understand how fans and influencers work right now. You have to get the consumer and the influencers to fall in love with your product. They would have to love it, the product in general first. That way they can entice and persuade others to come on board to like and fall in love with the product also. That's why I came up with this specific plan, the SMART plan for my brand. To develop the public relations plan, manage the public relations committee, develop media contacts, and produce publicity kits, materials, and press information. This will be the focus to find the type of volunteers to represent who Network really is. This would be a philosophy that they would have to have the values, morals, and beliefs in the company. Because Christians or not, everyone has to follow these values so they'll all be on one accord for the company. Measurable. The time period in which the volunteer would serve, including any time restrictions, how long each volunteer would be required to work before they can receive any incentives at Network. From week to week, volunteers working more than 8 hours a day would have less workload the following week when new volunteers come on board. To have a total of 20 volunteers in a month's time, reflecting the quarterly statements at Network today. Actionable. Develop and implement activities to increase awareness of the organization and its mission and programs. Exposure through all channels of marketing, advertising, implementation. Consistently look for new recruits so that your organization does not rely too heavily on the same volunteers each and every week. So this will be the philosophy for actions to look for new volunteers in the future. Realistic. Writing and presentation skills for the public relations experience, knowledge of the organization and community, reaching out to 3 main churches in Richardson right now. This will be the realistic approach to finding more volunteers. Screening can simplify the placement of volunteers and help ensure that you place the best volunteer candidate in each position at your organization. Establishing a basic screening process also helps to reduce the risk and protect your organization's reputation, clients, and staff. This will be another philosophy of finding the right type of volunteers to represent and work at Network today. Timely. The approximate number of days or hours required per week, and the flexibility in scheduling of all the volunteers at Network right now. An increased ability to serve clients and respond to the needs of the entire community. Increase services, expand hours of the operation. Maybe Network can stay open longer. Shorter wait times for the intake process. When I was volunteering over there, I'm seeing a lot of people were so mad and so anxious to get the service done faster. The time frame for the process right now is anywhere between 4 and 5 hours to receive the services. So a shorter time in the intake process is very, very important for the time in the future. Increase the quantitative measures for network right now. Databases can be programmed to track not only the number of volunteers in your organization, but their hours spent at the service also. Whether their service correlates with other outcome is important for the organization. For example, are are the volunteers raising the public awareness of the profile of the organization? And are they donating more time, attending events, or becoming members in addition to giving their time somewhere else as a volunteer also? This is like a whole reflection of being a volunteer in general that comes back to reflect the type of volunteers that they should serve right now at Network. Increase qualitative measures also at Network. Meet with staff supervisors or board members and engage in the action to process the outcomes. And think about surveying the volunteers that have been on staff for a long time, periodically, or holding a casual focus group to garner their input on how they can make the company better through brainstorming, coming up with different ideas of volunteers that are there at this particular time. This is what I found out for the return on investment for a volunteer program like at Network. It's something we call to monetize, which would be charging fees for something that is that's used to be free or attempting to make money on goods and services that were previously unprofitable or had been considered to have the potential of earning profits. The most common way to convey a volunteer program's return on investment value is to monetize it. That is, calculate how much money nonprofits save by not having to pay someone to perform the same services that a volunteer is doing for free. To understand the total number of reported service hours multiplied by the value rate of the services provided. This is entailed as to how much money you have saved by having the volunteers and not paying them for the services that it would be costing them if they were paid staff members today. When I was a volunteer in Network about a year ago, I noticed that they had no literature and no information sent out to the consumers in Richardson. It was all word of mouth advertisement. I designed this brochure that we could print right now, and it's only black and white and blue using two colors, which would be really cost effective, and it could be immediately printed for a donation through a print broker in Richardson right now. This would be an immediate action that would be done immediately after it was designed. During my research about a week ago, I found this softmetric website that would be perfect for this presentation. It's called DoSomething.org, which is the largest website platform that you can produce or you can entice or advertise whatever your cause is for young people all over the world. DoSomething.org is the country's largest not-for-profit for young people and social change. They have 2.5 million members and counting who kick ass on causes that they really do care about. DoSomething.org spearheads the national campaigns so that 13 to 25-year-olds can make an impact without ever needing any money for the cause that they believe in. Over 2.4 million people took action through DoSomething.org in 2012. Why? Because apathy sucks. This is a great website. I'm glad I found it. And Network really should upload the advertising to this site to incorporate more young people, not just senior citizens and Christians also. But young people make a great difference in the lives of being a volunteer.